Hello and welcome to HBM's UFO Corner. I have found something to talk about this week, and it is the Lubbock Lights. This was from 1951, nearly 73 years ago. On a warm summer evening in 1951, three professors from Texas Technological College observed a group of peculiar lights moving in a V formation across the sky over Lubbock. In the following weeks, residents throughout the city reported similar sightings, describing clusters of luminous lights flying at low altitudes with high speeds and making abrupt directional changes. This phenomenon, known as the Lubbock Lights, remains unsolved even after more than 70 years. It stands as one of the most famous UFO sightings in U.S. history and has since inspired hundreds of UFO sightings in West Texas. Where did the story of Lubbock Lights originate? Here's a photograph of the light formation. After spotting the UFOs, three Texas Tech professors, A.G. Oberg, a chemical engineer, W.L. Ducker, a department head and petroleum engineer, and W.I. Robinson, a geologist, reported their sighting to both the Lubbock Avalanche Journal and the federal government. This propelled the Lubbock Lights incident into national prominence, sparking an investigation by the U.S. Air Force. Nationally published author Jerome Clark, who writes about UFO sightings, mentioned that three local women, whose names remained unknown, also reported peculiar flashing lights in the sky that same night. Weeks later, in a separate incident, excuse me, a professor named Grayson Mead shared a similar experience, describing the lights as about the size of a dinner plate and greenish blue, slightly fluorescent in color. He added, they were smaller than the full moon on the horizon. There were about a dozen to 15 of these lights. They were absolutely circular. It gave all of us an extremely eerie feeling. Ducker's wife also observed a huge, soundless flying wing passing over their house. Captain Edward J. Rappelt, who led the investigation as part of Project Blue Book, a government initiative focused on unidentified aerial phenomena, suggested that at least some of the sightings could have been a flying wing jet bomber. However, he could not explain why the wing made no sound as it flew overhead. Potential theories is a flock of mountain plovers in flight, illuminated by the new street lights. This theory was supported by some witnesses, including T.E. Snyder, who claimed he observed birds flying over the drive-in with their undersides reflecting the light. Meade denied that probability from the beginning, saying that the lights went over so fast that we wish we could have had a better look. But it's essential to note that this species migration through this region coincides with this August-September timeline historically. I don't know. That doesn't really look like a flock of birds to me. I mean, it could be. It's entirely possible. I don't rule it out. But I don't know. This is an older photograph from 1951. Don't know if it's UFOs or if it's birds. That's the question. It looks like lights. I mean, how far up were they? Were they far enough up to where you could rule out birds? Or were they low to the ground? If they were low to the ground, then I could probably see that. But if they were way up in the air, then how would lights reach them? Light can only go so far up into the air at night. So, approximately how far up were these entities? There's nothing that indicates in the article how far up they were. So, who knows? Are they just birds, or are they something more unusual? You decide. And that's going to do it for this week. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. You guys are the heart of the show. Again, I'm not sure what UFO case I'm going to cover next week, but I'm sure it's going to be a good one. So until then, y'all be good or be good at this HBM's UFO Corner.